societies and the organization. Here are just some of the rewards and the sanctions that can apply in different societies and organization, as well as the positive sanctions that apply to individual organization often offer incentives that apply to all their members and are designed to increase motivation. In a school, for example, a pleasant working environment and an ethos of caring for all pupils may help reduce the need for sanction. In a workplace, the company may offer healthcare, paid holidays, pensions, and other benefits. These are offered to make the workers feel loyal to a company that treats them well and to encourage them to work hard because they want to, rather than because of threats of the sanctions. So there are some rewards which we are describing in different societies and different organizations. The first one, we have rewards and the sanction in school. Most of the schools display their rules on notice boards and elsewhere, and will have a policy on rewards and sanction. Increasingly in modern industrial societies, rewards are emphasized more than sanction. Schools find they get a better response by reinforcing positive behavior than by punishing negative behavior. The rewards include verbal praise, positive comments on written work, positive letters to parents, merit badges or sticker, positive points, certificates of achievement and success in exam. Sanctions include looks of disapprovals by teacher, verbal comments by teacher, negative comments on written work, making students sit or work alone, sending them off the classroom, keeping them in at break, lunchtime, or after school detentions, making them write lines, contacting their parents to report their misbehavior or concerns, and such all are other non their unacceptable activities such as cigarettes in the past, and still today in some countries students are given corporal punishment. The next, we have basically reward and sanctions in the workplace. Like school, all workplaces have rules, for example, about starting and finishing times and about what to wear. The ultimate sanction is being fired. There are laws to prevent the workers being fired unfairly. So if being dismissed is threatened, there may well be disciplinary hearing first at which the workers can put their case. If the worker belongs to a trade union, the union can offer support in this process. Reward in the workplace include promotion to a better post, a pay increase, performance related pay, bonuses, payment, commissions, or being given shares in the company. Sanctions include the loss of pay, having to face a disciplinary hearing, being closely monitored at work, being demoted to a lower post, being given a less pleasant work, and being fired. The third one, we have basically reward and the sanction in traditional societies. In traditional societies, social control is mostly informal in character. Sanctions for breaking rules can be extreme. For example, by putting the offender to death, there is usually no equivalent of prison, as this would require people to run the prison and would take time and resources. Punishment are therefore often physical punishment that are over fairly quickly. In medieval Europe, offenders could be put in the stocks where they were unable to move while the community showed its disapproval by throwing dirty or rotten fruit at them. Once the punishment was over, the offenders would be free to resume their role in the community. Traditional societies usually have a common law that are not written down as the part of the culture tradition of the group. Public sanctions against offenders remind the community of these law. Sanctions are more about enabling the community to regain the stability that has been upset by the offense than to punish wrongdoing at the individual level. Collective sanctions or rewards are also common in traditional societies. This means that sanctions are applied not to an individual offender but to other members of their group, such as their family. This meant that wrongdoing had serious consequences for other people close to the offenders, and they would like to try to regulate the offender's behavior for their own benefits. Collective punishment have also been used in the army. Punishment for the whole army unit for wrongdoing of one soldier, and in school keeping a whole class in detentions when one or few pupils have misbehaved. So the rewards include being given a position of responsibility in the community, respect, status, and gift to show the appreciation. Sanctions include being shunned by the community, being expelled from the community, having your possessions taken away, being punished physically, including beating, having your head shaved, being or the murder is made to pay the family of the victim. The last one, basically we have the reward and the sanction in the modern industrial societies. If we talk about first social order is the way in which society and their institution remain stable over time. So in the modern industrial society depends on complicated system of the formal sanction. This is because these societies are diverse and complex, so informal sanctions cannot be relied upon. Unlike the traditional societies, sanctions often take the form of imprisonment. For the police force or equivalent, courts and prisons are needed. If we talk about the UK, today there are four main types of sanctions. The number one is discharge. This is when individuals are found guilty but are not punished. If discharge is conditional, they may be punished later for this offense if they commit further offenses. The next one we have basically fine. This is the most common section and used for many minor offenses. The offender is punished financially according to the severity of the offense and their ability to pay. Fines are often imposed for offense such as driving and traffic offense and the criminal damage. At number 3 we have community service. This cover a wide range of sections where offenders do not go to the prison but are required to a certain things or their actions are restricted in some way. They may have to be unpaid work or get training or treatment, live in a particular place, be put under the curfew, and be made to avoid the activities like attending football matches. They may have to report to a police stations or see probation or of officer regularly. The purpose of these sanctions is to try to prevent a reoffending and punish the offenders. The last one basically we have prison sentence. This is reserved for the most serious offense. Prison sentence can be for any length of the time for a life. So we discussed basically the four sanctions for the UK which are basically executing in today's time. The first one was discharge, the next one was fine, the third one was community service, and the last one was prison sentence. So these are some of the reward sanctions and punishment we basically discussed in the different organization and the different society.